In the beginning of the drama, we see the drama female lead Li Hua, who is telling about herself that she graduated this year only, and now she is in her dream city. She is going to give an interview for her dream job. That job was to become the top editor of Jiuan publishing house. Where reaching outside the publishing house, she messages her online friend Stings Fok and tells him that she is reached for her interview. On the other side, we see the drama male lead Jiuan, and Li Hua's friend is Stings Fok. Actually, both did not know each other's actual identity, nor did they ever see each other. Because of this, even after both going inside the same publishing house, they do not notice each other. Li Hua then goes to the reception to take the interview details, and Jiuan meets the head editor. The head editor was again and again praising Jiuan's dad because a book written by his dad named Time is Like a Song had become very much hit under their publishing house. And now the editor wanted that Jiuan should also publish his upcoming book with them. On this, Jiuan refuses, because neither did he have any interest in his dad's achievement, nor did he want to work with their publishing house. After this, we see here that Li Hua is trying to enter the interview room, but then editor Yoon stops her outside only and says that her name is not in the interview list. On this, Li Hua apologizes and tells that even though she does not fulfill the interview requirement, but she is very much passionate about becoming an editor, and she also wants a job in their publishing house, for which she gives her resume to editor Yoon. But still, editor Yoon does not take Li Hua seriously and just gives her resume to her assistant and leaves, and Li Hua also comes out. Here, Jiuan also in anger leaves from the publishing house because the head editor was giving him a very low amount for his upcoming book. In fact, that amount was much less than the amount given to Jiuan's dad. That is why Jiuan was so angry. He also shares his thoughts on his social media, which Li Hua reads and becomes happy because she was Jiuan's biggest fan and considered him her biggest idol. After this, we see that Jiuan goes to buy a book from his friend Zhao's bookstore, and behind him Li Hua also comes to that bookstore to buy the same book, where Li Hua gets that book first, but that book was kept very high. Because of this, her hand cannot reach it. Then seeing her struggling, Jiuan comes there and takes down that book and goes to the reception, where Li Hua feels that he is so sweet because he took down the book for her and brought it to the reception. But then Jiuan himself purchases that book and leaves from there, and this behavior feels very rude to Li Hua. Jiuan comes out and messages Li Hua asking where she is and whether her interview went fine or not. On this, she tells him that she failed in the interview, and today in the bookstore also a boy snatched her book. Hearing this, Li Hua tells him that his day also did not go well today, after which Li Hua gets a call from editor Yoon from the publishing house. She quickly goes to the publishing house, but actually editor Yoon had called her only so that Li Hua could take her resume back because she was not going to get any job there. After this, we see that from a publishing company named Shodan Books, an editor named Huan comes to meet editor Yoon. She had come to end the agreement of her author Rui, which had expired. But Li Hua coming from behind properly reads that agreement and clears in front of them that still one more year is left for Mr. Hao's agreement to end. That means they cannot end the agreement. Seeing this, Huan becomes impressed with Li Hua and gives her visiting card and leave. Along with this, editor Yoon also gives Li Hua an intern job in her editorial department, because of which Li Hua becomes very happy, and she also tells her mom and dad about her job. But her mom was not much happy with this job because she wanted Li Hua to study finance and do a job in a bank. On the other side, Jiuan gets a call from his friend Cheng. He was also a writer like Jiuan, who invites him to his book club so that he can hear the reviews of readers on his novel. But Jiuan refuses to go. Then Li Hua messages Jiuan and tells him that she got a job in the publishing house. The next day, now seeing the status of writer Cheng, she understands that he has come to the bookstore. That is why she also quickly goes to the bookstore. Actually, Jiuan had also come there and sees that everyone is praising his book, but he had never revealed his face. Because of this, nobody recognizes him. Because of this, Li Hua also becomes confused. Here she thinks Jiuan as his own fan and goes to talk to him and says if he can sell her the book of yesterday which he snatched. On this, Jiuan refuses to sell the book and also starts leaving from there. But in between, Li Hua mistakenly spills coffee on him, which feels very irritating to Jiuan. Because of this, When later he meets Cheng, he also tells about Li Hua that she is such a big fan of Cheng. But Jiuan, who is a top writer, she was finding mistakes in his books. Hearing this, Cheng also recognizes Li Hua and tells that he also met Li Hua today. Actually, Li Hua's novels were kept in the middle of the bookshelf so that more and more people could see Cheng's novels and buy them. Seeing this, Cheng also becomes very impressed with her. When Li Hua went in front of him, she also did not recognize him because till now Cheng had also not revealed his face. But Li Hua tells him a lot about Cheng, that she is his fan for 7 years and also reads every novel of his. The next day, now Li Hua goes to her job where she meets her colleagues Shin and Fong, and the head editor gives her the work to welcome the author guests who are coming to the publishing house for an event, hearing which she becomes very excited. But when she talks with those authors, then she understands that this work is very difficult. On the other side, we see Shin talking with the head, and we come to know that Shin was in that publishing house because the head knew Shin's uncle very well, so he was favoring Shin. Now Li Hua also messages Jiuan and tells him that she is at her job, and here she has to do very hard work. Then her eyes go on a grandpa there who is cleaning the floor, so she tells him to do this work later. She also talks with him a little, that she is joined here only today. But then Editor Yoon comes there and calls that grandpa Mr. Zia. Actually, he was the editor-in-chief, who now gives them the task to sign a new author. And everyone wanted that Jiuan should sign a deal with them. But only Li Hua recommends the name of Cheng to Mr. Zia. On this, all people disagree. But still, Mr. Zia agreed. That is why now the head chief gives this work to Li Hua and Shin and tells them that whichever of them will sign Cheng first, her job will become permanent. Hearing this, Li Hua becomes excited because she knew that she is the biggest fan of Cheng, so she will surely make him sign. But in the mind of the head editor, something else was there because he did not want that Li Hua become successful in her work. The next day now Li Hua goes to the bookstore to purchase one book of Jiuan, and at the same time Jiuan had also come there, where he sees that Li Hua is keeping his and his dad's book together, and on asking, she tells that she likes father and son's books together. That is why she keeps them together. Hearing this, Jiuan becomes angry. He puts his written books on another table and goes to talk with Cheng. But here Li Hua again keeps those books together. The next day she goes to Jiuan's house to take his interview. But he sees her from outside the house and recognizes that she is the same bookstore girl. Li Hua now goes to Jiuan's house to talk about the contract, where seeing her in the camera, he says that she has come to the wrong address and Jiuan does not live here. Because of this, Li Hua comes in front of him as a courier boy and says that a parcel has come for Jiuan. Hearing this, Jiuan also replies, and Li Hua catches his lie. But still, Jiuan does not let her come inside and tells the security to send her out, where Li Hua also meets Tian. Tian recognizes her and saves her from the security. After this, she goes to meet Jiuan, and she had also gone with the contract for him because She'd Book Company was ready to give 5 million yuan on signing one book, which was a very good amount. But still Jiuan refuses because he did not want to repeat the mistake of working with Tian. That is why Tian leaves from there. But Li Hua was still standing at the door. She was shouting loudly that Jiuan should read her contract once. On this, he tells her to go to the second page and directly tell the amount from the contract. When Li Hua tells him around 40,000, Jiuan angrily closes the door. On the other side, when Cheng was coming to meet Jiuan at his house, then on the way he meets Tian. She tries to talk with him, but Cheng ignores her. Then he also tells Jiuan that he met her outside. On this, Jiuan teases him that he wanted to see that scene. But Cheng does not give him any reply and instead says that he should find a maid for house cleaning because his house was becoming very dirty. Later we see that Li Hua goes to meet Mr. Yang to increase the amount for Jiuan. Mr. Yang was a very arrogant man. He also takes out all his anger on Li Hua and also says that the amount they already decided, that will not be changed now. On the other side, Mr. Liu comes to meet Tian. Actually, he had come to buy Cheng's contract from the Shindun company. After this, we see Li Hua. She goes to talk with the head editor, where the head was first talking with Shin and was explaining to her that she should make Cheng sign the contract quickly because he did not want Li Hua to win against Shin. After this, Li Hua also comes there, and she talks with the editor about the amount. But he also says the same thing to Li Hua, that they do not believe Jiuan's books will continue to be best-selling in future or not. That is why they will not increase the amount. After this, Li Hua goes to her home. She now does a lot of research about Jiuan, where she comes to know that he also has a dog, and Jiuan likes the meat buns of his hometown very much, which he has not tasted for 7 years, because he had not gone to his hometown for so many years. Along with this, Li Hua also messages her online friend Sting's Fox, that is Jiuan, where she tells him that today she met a very rude author. And Jiuan also tells her that he also met some such people today who irritated him very much. Then Li Hua gets a call from her dad. When her dad sees that Li Hua is living in a small apartment where even the lights were not working properly, then he transfers some money to her and tells her to take care of herself. The next day now Li Hua again goes to Jiuan's house. When Li Hua goes, at the same time Jiuan comes out to walk his dog. When he sees Li Hua, he wears a mask, but seeing his dog, Li Hua understands that he is Jiuan. So she feeds his dog meat buns and again starts talking about the contract. In between, Jiuan starts closing the door, and Li Hua's hand gets stuck in the door and she gets hurt. Because of this, Jiuan takes her inside the house and Li Hua sees that Jiuan's house was very messy. Then he also removes his mask, and when Li Hua sees him, she gets shocked. She apologizes to him for her past behavior. After this, she again starts trying to convince Jiuan to sign the contract, but Jiuan does not agree. Then Li Hua's eyes go on a book kept on the table which was written by Jiuan's dad. Seeing it, she explains to him that maybe Jiuan has no issue with the amount, because if it was so, then he would have signed the deal with Tian. And if Jiuan wants to defeat his dad in his field, then he will have to sign the contract with the publishing house. Only then he can prove himself. Along with this, he will also save Li Hua's job, because after his contract sign only, Li Hua will get a permanent job. But all this does not matter to Jiuan, and Li Hua leaves her contract card there and goes away. On the other side, Tian goes to meet Cheng at his bookstore and tells him that Mr. Leo wants to buy the rights of Cheng's books because he wants to make a movie on it, which was a very good opportunity for Cheng also. But Cheng refuses, saying that he does not want to get involved again with Tian and does not want to work with her, so he will not sell the right. Now Jiuan also comes to the bookstore, but by then Cheng had left from there. Then Jiuan talks to his online friend, that is Li Hua, where again she tells him about her experience that today she again met an author whose dog is very cute, but that author is very rude. Hearing this, he gets a little doubt because her experience was the same as Jiuan's today's experience. So he checks Li Hua's contact number from his phone and finds out that the online friend he has been talking to for so many years is none other than Li Hua. Then Li Hua also comes into the bookstore. Seeing her, he hides behind the shelf, but then his phone starts ringing, so Li Hua sees him. But Jiuan gets so nervous that he runs away from there without talking to her. After this, he directly meets Cheng and also tells him everything, that if Li Hua comes to know in any way that Jiuan is her online friend and in real life he is so rude, then she will tell this to everyone, and what will happen to Jiuan's image. On this, Cheng tells him that if Jiuan is thinking so much, then he should sign the contract so that Li Hua leaves him. And Jiuan should be happy that Li Hua is his online friend, because Jiuan has been talking with her for so many years, and both of them lived like they were in a relationship. But Jiuan refuses to tell anyone about this. After that, the next day Jiuan calls Li Hua to seal the contract, and for that contract he even wakes up early. He gets ready and waits for Li Hua, looking very excited to meet her. But when Li Hua comes to his house, Jiuan's seal gets lost somewhere, and that day Li Hua cannot get the contract signed. Because of this, she goes back to her office. There she sees that the editor was scolding Fong a lot, and when Fong was fixing her glasses, the editor thinks that she is insulting him, so he talks about removing her from the job. Then Li Hua comes and takes Fong's side and saves her. Seeing this, Fong gets very happy and later brings juice for Li Hua to thank her. She tells her that she is also a very big fan of Jiuan, so if next time Li Hua brings Jiuan's autograph for her, then she will feel very good. Li Hua also likes this idea, that she should go to Jiuan's house and help in finding the seal. On the other side, Xin was also going to discuss the presentation with Cheng, and she asks Li Hua's help in making the presentation. But Li Hua refuses to do this work and says that Xin should have every piece of information about Cheng, and she should not disrespect Cheng by taking cheating like this. Saying this, she goes to finish her work. After this, we see that Li Hua goes to Jiuan's house and helps him to find the seal. But still, the seal was not found anywhere inside the house. In between, Jiuan also asks Li Hua if she has any boyfriend or not. For this, Li Hua refuses. Then at Jiuan's house, Tian also comes. When she sees both of them together, she gets shocked. She says to Jiuan that surely he is signing the contract with Li Hua. Saying this, she goes away angrily. And, because of not finding the seal, Li Hua also goes back to her office, because on Editor Yun's orders, she had to clean the library too. But because of some reason, she gets stuck in traffic, so she calls Shin and asks for her help. In return, Li Hua agrees to make her presentation. Now Li Hua reaches office late, so she gets scolded by the editor. She sits the whole night and makes the presentation for Shin. The next day, Shin goes to the bookstore with the editor, pretending like she had worked very hard to make that presentation. But by mistake, she drops her coffee on the laptop. Because of this, Li Hua has to come to the bookstore to give a new laptop. When she asks the editor if Cheng has not come yet, because she was a very big fan of Cheng, the editor starts scolding her and tells her to go away. But Li Hua hides in the bookstore to see Cheng and messages her online friend that she is very excited to meet Cheng. Seeing this, Jiuan gets a little jealous, so he calls Li Hua and urgently tells her to come to his house. When Li Hua reaches there, Jiuan tells her that his washing machine is not working, and that's why he called her. Now that she already came, Jiuan says she can help him clean the house. Seeing this, Li Hua gets very angry. She releases all her anger on Jiuan, saying that she is so tired. That's why today she will not help him. Seeing this, Jiuan also gets a little scared, and Li Hua leaves from there. After this, at night, she messages her online friend. There, Jiuan asks her if she hates her author so much. On this, Li Hua does not give any reply, so Jiuan calls her and forbids her to come to his house tomorrow because he did not want to trouble her. On the other side, Cheng goes with Tian to meet the movie director. Even after Cheng refused, Tian still wanted to sell the rights of his books. There, Cheng talks with Tian alone and asks her why she is doing all this. Because of Tian, no one knew Cheng. And Tian tells him that she only wants to take Cheng out of the problem and help him so that Cheng can make a fresh start. Next day, when Cheng is with Jiuan, he gets a call from the editor who wanted to ask Cheng about the contract. Here Cheng directly rejects the contract, because of which Shin, to save herself, puts all the blame on Li Hua and says that Li Hua had prepared her presentation. Because of this, even now the editor gets angry at Li Hua, while all the mistake was of Shin. On the other side, we get to know from Cheng that he did not sign the contract because he thought that the offer came to him by his old reader who was already working in the publishing house. That means he was talking about Li Hua. Hearing this, Jiuan starts asking him what is the name of his old reader, but Cheng does not tell him anything. After this, we see that Mr. Zia in the meeting explains to the editor that he should not try to control the authors, because by doing this they will never sign the contract with them. But here also the editor talks against Mr. Zia. And when after the meeting Li Hua talks with Fang about this, she tells her that since the matter of Mr. Zia's retirement came out, from then the editor started staying with Mr. Yong, because the next editor-in-chief is going to be Mr. Yong. And he is also a very good friend of the editor. From this, Fang explains to Li Hua that she should stay a little careful from the editor, because in the future the editor will have the power to remove Li Hua from her job. Next day, we see that the editor asks Li Hua for Jiuan's contract, because from now on he was going to handle Jiuan. Because of this, to take the contract, Li Hua goes to Jiuan's house. She sees that Jiuan was very sick, and seeing him drinking cold water, she stops him. Then she makes soup for him, gives him medicine, and takes a lot of care of him, where Jiuan, seeing her care, starts troubling her like a kid and also does drama while drinking the soup. Along with this, Jiuan also asks her why she is taking so much care of him while she hates him. So Li Hua tells him that earlier she used to hate Jiuan, but now she does not think like this. Hearing this, Jiuan starts smiling. Now before Li Hua could ask him about the contract, Jiuan sleeps on the sofa itself. Because of this, Li Hua has to leave from there. On the other side, the editor speaks a lot against Li Hua to Editor Yun, and to fire her he somehow convinces Editor Yun. Because of this, the very next day Editor Yun talks with Shin and Li Hua, and Shin, with the help of the head editor, had signed the deal of another author. Because of this, she was not fired. But Li Hua had not signed the deal of any idol. That's why Editor Yun was going to fire her. Then Jiuan comes there with the contract and says that if in future they need anything, then they can directly ask Li Hua to contact him. Now seeing Li Hua's work, Editor Yun does not remove her from the job and gives her permanent stay. For this, to say thanks, she also goes behind Jiuan and tells him that he came as her lifesaver. Hearing this, Jiuan also becomes very happy, and he also messages Li Hua as her online friend, where Li Hua also tells him that Jiuan is a lifesaver and very good. After this, Jiuan goes to the bookstore. His mood was very good. Cheng also tells him that today he is going to have dinner with his dad, so Jiuan also has to come with him because Cheng's dad is coming there. Jiuan's dad was also coming there. On this, Jiuan first refuses, but then agrees to go with Cheng. But the relation between Jiuan and his dad was not good at all. That's why both of them do not behave well with each other, and they also argue about their work. Because of this, Jiuan, in the middle of dinner, leaves from there. When he reaches his house, he sees that Li Hua was outside his house searching for him. Jiuan goes behind her and scares her, and in return Li Hua, by mistake, hits his nose, because of which his nose starts bleeding. We see that Jiuan asks Li Hua what she was doing at his house, so she tells him that she came there to take the script. Now, because Jiuan's mood was not good, he was about to drink, but Li Hua stops him from drinking and takes all his cans to her house because Jiuan was having a cold. On the other side, Jiuan's mom asks his dad if he met his son, and from their talks we get to know that he does not hate Jiuan. He only cares about him. That's why he behaves so strictly with him. Next day we see that when Li Hua goes to the office, she gets to know that from now on Jiuan will be managed by the head editor, which Li Hua did not find good at all because Jiuan's agreement was signed by Li Hua. So till the book gets published, she wanted to manage Jiuan. But editor Yoon also disagrees with Li Hua on this matter. Because of this, Li Hua talks alone with editor Yoon. But there also she only explains to her that the head editor is Li Hua's boss, so she will have to listen to him. And if she wants to impress him, then she will have to work hard and show her capabilities. After that, we see that even after coming home, Li Hua's mood is not good, and when she talks to Sting's fox, that is, Jiuan also understands that surely something bad happened with Li Hua. So he changes his voice and calls Li Hua. Then Li Hua tells him that the head has taken away her opportunity. On this, he explains to Li Hua that she should discuss this matter with Jiuan because surely he will help her. After this, Fong also comes to Li Hua's house. She had brought dinner for her. She also tells Li Hua to tell everything to Jiuan. But Li Hua did not want to do this because every time she cannot get such a kind author like Jiuan, so she had to fight with the head for herself. For this, she prepares Jiuan's script all night so that tomorrow morning she can explain well to the editor. The next day also, when she tells her reviews to the editor, he tells her to stay away from this project and says that from now on Shun and he himself will see this project, because of which Li Hua becomes sad. But just then, editor Yoon takes her reviews with herself, and when she reads them, she calls Jiuan and tells him everything and asks for his help. On the other hand, we see that Li Hua is having lunch with Fong. Then both of them see the status of the editor, who was about to meet Yuan in the publishing house shortly. That is why Li Hua and Fong also leave for the publishing house. On the way, because of rain, they also get wet. There we see that after meeting Jiuan, the editor starts to explain to him why he wants to manage him, because he cannot give this work to a newcomer like Li Hua, who has no experience at all. But there Jiuan takes Li Hua's side and tells that Li Hua was the one who made him sign that agreement, which he could not return for so long. That is why he wanted Li Hua to manage him. Saying this, Jiuan leaves from there, and at the gate of the publishing house, he also meets Li Hua, who was completely wet. Now also Li Hua was telling him that Jiuan should make her the managing editor for his novel. But Li Hua did not know that just now he had come from telling the editor about her. Because of this, Li Hua goes to her desk to take the script to show him her reviews. But when she comes back, till then Jiuan had already left from there, and for Li Hua, he had also left his umbrella there. That means he was doing all this for her because he had started liking her. Now when Li Hua comes to know that she has been appointed, and Jiuan himself had come to appoint her, then she becomes very happy. The first one to whom she gives this news is Sting Fa, where he becomes very happy for her. He starts to say that Zhu Yuan is so kind, so Li Hua must say thanks to him and also give him a treat. On this, Li Hua says that she will make Zhu Yuan's novel a hit, and that only will be her thing, because there cannot be anything bigger for him than that his novel becomes a hit. Li Hua now starts her hard work. She also works overtime. After this, everyone goes for dinner with Mr. Zia. When Mr. Zia was praising Li Hua, the editor starts telling him about Li Hua's mistake. But here, editor Yoon takes Li Hua's side. On the other hand, we see Tian and Cheng, who were with the director. Actually, the director wanted to completely change the script written by Cheng and put it in his movie. That means Cheng's real work was not seen in that movie at all. It only became a commercial movie. That is why Cheng refuses to give them the rights of the book and also leaves from there in anger, because he did not want to sell his talent in this way. The next day, now Li Hua goes to return the umbrella to Jiuan. There Jiuan starts to pretend as if he left the umbrella there by mistake and also says that he had left that umbrella for Li Hua. After this, Li Hua also talks to him about the script. Actually, Jiuan's script was very long. That is why Li Hua wanted Jiuan to reduce some pages. But Jiuan does not agree to do this and goes to the library. There Li Hua also goes behind him, and she tells him about her work that already she reduced some pages, so Jiuan can check it. There when Jiuan sees her script, in that Li Hua had drawn cartoons. Seeing this, Jiuan says that now he will not reduce even one page, and in anger, he also removes Li Hua from his online friend list. After this, when he goes home, he starts thinking about this, and working on the book the whole night. He also deletes some pages. The next day, he tells Li Hua about this, hearing which she becomes very happy, and she tries to give this news to Sting Fox. But when she comes to know that he removed her from his friend list, that means he blocked her, then she becomes a little upset. While going home, she also drinks, where on the way, she meets Cheng, and now both of them sit and start talking. Li Hua tells him about her problem that her best friend blocked her, and that too without any reason. Along with this, Cheng also tells her about his problem that he is just afraid to take the risk of any new start in his life. Hearing this, Li Hua advises him that he should take the risk so that in the future, he never regrets why he did not do that work. Where she also says that about her favorite author Cheng, she also thinks the same, that even though right now he is on break, but one day surely, he will make his new start. Hearing this, Cheng also becomes very happy. After this, we see that when Cheng was going home, on the way at the signal he meets Tian, who was crossing the road. But just then, the signal becomes green. Because of hearing the car horn, she becomes distracted and falls down. Because of this, Cheng leaves her at home. When he goes to his home, he drinks while thinking about Tian and his novel. Just then, Jiuan comes to meet him. He only came to discuss that in the matter of deleting the novel contract, he got too angry with his editor and even blocked her from his friend list. But now, after doing this, he feels as if he did very wrong with the editor. So now what should he do? On this, Cheng tells him that maybe he is feeling regret, which actually he was also feeling. But still, he says that till now, no one in the world has been made who can make Jiuan feel regret. After that, he again adds his editor, that is Li Hua. Then Cheng also tells Jiuan about the incident that happened with him, and we also get to know that actually Cheng and Tian were in a relationship earlier, but because of some big reason their breakup happened. Where Jiuan explains to Cheng that if anyone is doubting his creativity, then Cheng does not need to make any movie with him. Then Jiuan goes to his house, and he calls Li Hua on the excuse of getting cold, and invites her to make soup at his house. Li Hua tells that it will take her a little time to come because she is going to come by bus, and she does not have money to take a taxi. Hearing this, Jiuan goes directly to pick her from the bus stand. Now when Li Hua prepares to make soup for him, then he goes and sits in front of her and starts explaining that if both of them have to discuss anything with each other, then they do not need to fight, because they can discuss everything peacefully also. On this, Li Hua shows him the knife and says that she does not want to discuss anything now because she only has to submit her novel assignment, for which she will quickly make soup and go to her house. Jiuan now goes and sits far away, and he becomes so happy that he calls Cheng and tells about this, that today for the first time he is able to feel alive because a young lady is making dinner for him with so much love in his kitchen. After which Jiuan's attention goes to Li Hua's phone, where he reads the message of Li Hua's landlord, who is telling that today, in Li Hua's apartment, light and water are cut off. Seeing this, Jiuan asks Li Hua that now how will she complete the novel assignment? That is why she should stay at Jiuan's house. Then Li Hua says that she will go to internet cafe and do her work, and she is not going to share room with Jiuan. Her dad is also in police, so her dad will know everything. On which Jiuan tells her that he is not talking about sharing room with her, and anyway she is making the assignment on his tab only. That is why he tells her to stay in his study room only. After which Li Hua starts looking at Jiuan's study room, where there were many books, and from them one book Li Hua tries to pick, but her hand was not reaching there. So Jiuan starts helping her, from which both come close to each other. But Li Hua tells him that she will call the police if Jiuan comes near her. On this, Jiuan says that he only came to take his book, after which Jiuan takes the book and goes to his room, and from there he sends a request to Li Hua by becoming Sting Fox. But Li Hua again rejects his request. Seeing this, Jiuan again and again sends her request, from which Li Hua has to accept it, and she messages him that she had blocked him by mistake. After this, Li Hua talks to him, and when on asking, she tells him that she is in the internet cafe. Then Jiuan messages her asking if she is surely in the internet cafe or in someone's house, which makes Li Hua a little confused about how her friend knew this. On the other hand, Tian meets Mr. Yong, and he was convincing her that Cheng must agree to the deal. Otherwise, even Tian's job will be in danger. Then Tian tells Mr. Young that she does not care for her job. She will also support Cheng because Cheng will never copy anyone's ideas by leaving his writing. And even if his novel never becomes a movie, he will never become like those third-rate writers who take the credit of other writers. After which we again see Li Hua. When she was working on the novel, she asks Jiuan about one character. Jiuan comes near her to explain that, where both start looking at each other, and Jiuan feels shy and goes to his room to take a bath. Now when he comes back, we see that Li Hua had slept on the desk, so he tries to lift her and make her sleep on the bed. But Li Hua was very heavy. That is why he covers her with a blanket on the desk only so that she does not feel cold. Next day when Li Hua's eyes open, she gets a little scared because she had slept without completing the novel. But when she sees that Jiuan was also sleeping on the sofa and had completed that novel for Li Hua, she becomes very happy and also thanks Jiuan. Then Jiuan makes fun of her, saying that he was going to make Li Hua sleep properly on the bed, but she was so heavy that he could not lift her. After this, we see that Li Hua submits her assignment to editor Yoon, and here they get a new task in which they had to make one writer write articles for the magazine of the publishing house. On this, Li Hua excitedly says yes, but later she comes to know from Fong that the publishing house gets those articles written by their writers for very little money, because of which it is difficult to find good writers. But Li Hua thinks that for her, this work will be done by Jiuan. That is why she also calls Jiuan and requests him. But Jiuan clearly refuses because for so little money, he will not write even one word. After which Jiuan also messages Li Hua by becoming Sting Fox. When Li Hua tells him everything, he gives her the idea that she should talk to Jiuan with a little more love. But even after doing this, Jiuan refuses and continues to irritate Li Hua. After this, Jiuan meets Cheng. He tells Cheng everything, that his online friend is Li Hua, who is also a very big fan of Cheng, and that Cheng must write one article for her so that Li Hua also becomes happy. Hearing this, Cheng also starts teasing Jiuan, saying that if he doesn't help, things might not have gone this way. If this had not happened, then Li Hua might never have joined the publishing house, and Jiuan would never have met her. Cheng also agrees to write the article, and when Li Hua comes to know this, she becomes very happy. When editor Yoon gets Cheng's article, she also becomes very impressed with Li Hua's skill, because in just a few days, she achieved so much. Mr. Xia also appreciates her, and gives her more work to handle his other magazines as well. After this, when the magazine comes to the market, Jiuan sees Li Hua's name in the magazine as an editor and becomes very happy. He goes to the publishing house to meet her because after that, he was going on a one-week vacation with Cheng, and was going to miss Li Hua very much. That is why, on the excuse of talking about the cover of his novel, he goes to meet Li Hua. There, Li Hua takes him to the library. Both were looking at book covers, where Li Hua again tries to take out one book for him, but it was placed very high. So once again Jiuan helps her, and both come close to each other. Then Jiuan tells Li Hua that she works harder than her salary, and that she should not just do hard work, but smart work too. Then Li Hua asks Fang for help with the book cover design. Soon after, Li Hua is called by the head editor to his office, where editor Yoon is also present. Actually, they were both very angry at Li Hua, because the article that Li Hua took from Cheng was actually a part of Cheng's upcoming book, meaning that without telling them, Cheng gave free advertisement for his book in their magazine. The editor blames Li Hua, saying that she must have known about this and taken a commission. Then Mr. Yong, who is the director of the publishing house, also comes to talk with editor Yoon about this matter. He gives them a new task. Since they already did free advertisement for Cheng, they must now get the agreement for Cheng's book signed soon, so that his book is published by their publishing house only. This responsibility is taken by Li Hua, because the whole matter had happened because of her. On the other side, Tian's company was also searching for Cheng, because they also wanted to publish that same book. As soon as they get Cheng's location, Tian goes to meet him. After that, we see Li Hua telling all this to Sting Fox. Then Li Hua, on Cheng's status, sees a photo in which she notices that Cheng and Jiuan are together on vacation and relaxing in a pool, from which Li Hua also finds their location. On the other side, Jiuan asks Cheng how he could deceive his biggest fan and still have no guilt about it. On this, Cheng tells him that he knows Jiuan wants to get the book signed by him, and that too while keeping Li Hua as the editor. That's why Jiuan is saying all this, so that he can once again help Li Hua, which was actually true as well. But Jiuan disagrees with this. Then Jiuan gets a call from Li Hua, who tells him that he should not stay half-naked in the pool, and that she knows he is with Cheng. Saying this, she cuts the call, and the whole time Jiuan keeps thinking that maybe Li Hua will not come there to meet him. That's why, again and again, he tells Cheng to check his phone. Maybe a message or a call has come from Li Hua. After this, we see that Li Hua really arrives at the hotel where both of them were staying. At the reception, she makes an excuse to go to Jiuan's room, saying that she is his wife and that they had an argument, which is why she is looking for her husband. Just then, Jiuan also comes there, and seeing him, Li Hua runs to him and starts acting as his wife, forcing Jiuan to play along. Jiuan then tells Li Hua that he thought she must be sitting somewhere crying and feeling betrayed. But Li Hua tells him that Cheng did not cheat her. This was just her own test to see how well she could handle this situation. Then Cheng also comes there, and Li Hua is shocked to see that he is the same bookstore owner she had been admiring for so many days. Meeting her idol makes her extremely happy. But seeing this, Jiuan feels very jealous, and because of that, he doesn't even let Cheng sit near Li Hua. After this, Li Hua explains to Cheng that if he signs the book contract with her, she herself will proofread every single word and make sure his book is published properly and becomes a big hit. Hearing this, Cheng gets convinced because deep down, he also wanted to do this for Jiuan. But then Tian also comes there. Her target was Cheng too. She tries to convince him by offering a higher amount, but Li Hua tells her that Shinden Company is already planning to sign another mystery author, which means that even if Cheng signs with them, he'll only be compared with that author. Whereas in Li Hua's publishing house, she will personally make sure Cheng gets the recognition he deserves. Saying this, Li Hua leaves with Jiuan, and outside, she gives him some of Cheng's earlier articles, which she had taken while helping Mr. Xia. After this, she goes back to her house, but Jiuan stops her and says that she can stay in his room tonight. Li Hua refuses at first, so Jiuan explains that they're not going to share the room. He will stay with Cheng, and she can rest in his room since she came from so far and should also enjoy the vacation. Hearing this, Li Hua agrees. Later, when she is in the room service comes and delivers some clothes for the hot spring, saying they were sent by. There she messages to Sting Fox that finally today she met her idol Cheng, and seeing him she was feeling very good. Reading all this, Jiuan again starts feeling jealous, and he goes behind Li Hua in the pool and scares her. He tells Li Hua that surely she is happy only after meeting Cheng, and maybe now she will not do like this, that she starts giving priority to Cheng. On this, Li Hua says that she does not think this at all, and Jiuan is like a little baby for her whom she wants to keep safe. Hearing this, Jiuan goes near her, and he was dreaming that he and Li Hua both are kissing. But then Li Hua brings him back to sense, and Jiuan starts making excuse that he was staring at Li Hua to check if she is lying or not, and why she became so shy after Jiuan came. Now Li Hua was going from the pool. When she was leaving, Jiuan was only watching her, where in hot spring clothes she was looking very good. Seeing this, Jiuan was blushing so much that he was not able to swim properly and tells Li Hua to go from there. On the other side, Tian was also trying to convince Cheng, but Cheng clearly refuses her that he does not want to work with her. Then Jiuan and Cheng go to their room to sleep, and Jiuan gives Cheng those old articles which Li Hua had given. Seeing them, Cheng understands that the way Mr. Xia used to value Cheng before, same way Li Hua is also his honest reader who thinks not only about his publicity, but also about his creativity. That's why Cheng gives confirmation to sign contract only with Li Hua. Next day, now Jiuan goes to find Li Hua in her room, but till then Li Hua had left for office. Then we see that no one expected that Li Hua will convince Cheng to sign, but Li Hua comes there and proves everyone wrong, and in the meeting, also Mr. Xia praises her a lot. He gives her also the work to handle Cheng with Jiuan. After that, we see now Li Hua starts deciding the cover for Cheng's book, and her first preference was Madame Coco's design. But to deal, Madame Coco was a little bit difficult because she was very strict. That's why Li Hua starts thinking how she will convince her for design. Then she also discusses some questions with Cheng about the book, where Cheng also says thanks to her because of a reader like Li Hua, only Cheng got motivation that he should do a comeback. Then Li Hua starts asking him questions and was also giving her opinion, which makes Cheng remember Tian, because when both worked together before, Tian also used to ask him questions like this. Thinking this, Cheng starts smiling. On the other side, Jiuan sees Li Hua's status that she is drinking coffee with Cheng, so he messages her. When Li Hua does not see his message, then he messages her from Sting Fox ID. That message Li Hua sees in 1 second and also replies. Because of this, Jiuan becomes a little jealous. To irritate Li Hua, he calls her, where Li Hua was telling him that she is going to talk with Madame Coco, also for Zhu Yuan's cover page. But Zhu Yuan clearly refuses to work with Madame Coco. We see that Li Hua was telling Zhu Yuan about Madame Coco. Then Cheng brings her an invoice to sign. Actually, this invoice was sent by Shin because she was on leave and she wanted that in her place Li Hua sign it. But that time Li Hua was on call with Zhu Yuan, because of which she does not read invoice properly, and because she also cannot refuse Zhu Yuan, so he angrily cuts the call. After that, we see that at night when Li Hua was passing outside the bookstore, then she sees Cheng working there. Next day when she comes again, she sees that Cheng, while working in the bookstore, had slept, because of which she leaves some papers and her work for Cheng at the door. And Cheng also wakes up where he sees Li Hua working so hard for his book, and he becomes very happy and seeing her starts smiling. On the other side, when Li Hua reaches office, then editor Yoon angrily comes there because yesterday's invoice which Li Hua signed had some mistakes in this invoice also happened because of the whole department as they were blaming each other. That's why editor Yoon cuts punishment fee from all their salary, and Li Hua's salary was 3,800 yuan, from which 1,000 yuan were to be cut. Thinking this, she was calculating at her home that now how she will pay rent and how she will save. Then her landlord also comes there, who tells her that in some time her son is going to marry, so Li Hua has to empty the room because from now her son will stay there, and if Li Hua still wants to stay, then she has to pay 500 yuan extra rent. Hearing this, Li Hua becomes a little shocked because for such a small room she will have to pay so much money. That's why she refuses to pay extra rent. Because of this, the landlord also tells her to empty the room quickly. Now Li Hua had no option except to borrow some money from her dad. But when she calls dad, she comes to know that all dad's money was taken by her mom. Hearing this, Li Hua neither asks help from them nor tells them everything to not trouble them. Because of this, she starts searching for a new house for herself. Next day we see that she calls Zhu Yuan and tells him to still decide theme for novel cover page. She was very much worried also. Because of this, she was also not talking properly with Zhu Yuan. And Zhu Yuan also understands this, where he tells her that he is in hospital, so we'll talk later. But hearing hospital name, Li Hua becomes a little tense and urgently, by taking an expensive taxi, she leaves to meet Zhu Yuan. But in hospital, it was not Zhu Yuan, but his dog's checkup was going on. On the other side, we see Cheng. Actually, he was going to meet Li Hua, but Li Hua postponed their meeting. Because of this, he goes for shopping, and in a store, he likes some scented candles very much. Then he goes inside to buy them, where he comes to know that those candles come free with buying heels, meaning he cannot purchase them directly. But then Tian also listens to all this, who also came there for shopping. She talks to purchase those heels for Cheng, but Cheng refuses her and starts leaving from there. He stops to talk with Tian. On the other side, Li Hua reaches hospital, and when she sees that it is an animal hospital, then she understands that surely something happened to Zhu Yuan's dog. That's why she runs towards Zhu Yuan. Actually, in hurry, she even wore different shoes. Because of this, she almost falls on Zhu Yuan and asks about his dog, where she comes to know that his dog fought with another dog. That's why he got injured. Hearing this, Li Hua asks a very funny question, that in fight of both, who won? On this, Jiuan tells Li Hua that when Li Hua will also have children, then surely they will become school bullies. After that, Li Hua tells Jiuan about her condition, how much she is stuck, and she even has no house to live in. Hearing this, Jiuan, to make her feel good, even agrees to work with Madame Coco, and Li Hua becomes very happy. Then Zhu Yuan gets a call from his dad, who was telling him to come home with the dog because from now he will take care of his dog, and he wanted Zhu Yuan to also attend one meeting. For this, Zhu Yuan clearly refuses. He talks very rudely with his dad. All this Li Hua was also secretly hearing. On the other side, Tian asks Cheng why he signed a contract with Li Hua while she is a newcomer. Then Cheng tells her that Li Hua does not only think about deals, but she also respects the feelings of a writer and his work. That's why he will work with a newcomer like Li Hua instead of working with some cheater. Hearing this, Tian leaves from there. Here Li Hua tells Jiuan to go to the meeting so that there he can also meet other writers. Actually, it was an annual meeting in which all editors and writers go. On this, Jiuan tells Li Hua that he does not want to go there because every writer and their parents approach Jiuan for dating. And Jiuan is not interested to stay with anyone because he is happy alone. Because of this, Li Hua understands that Jiuan not only behaves rude with her, but he is such a person who likes to stay alone. After this, he goes to drop Li Hua outside her apartment. When he sees her apartment, he feels very bad. Li Hua tells him that living in her apartment is still better than living with beggars. But now this apartment was also going from her hand. Because of this, Jiuan gives her an offer and says that Li Hua can live in his house rent-free. She will only have to do one work, to take care of Zhu Yuan's dog and feed him, which Li Hua feels is a very good offer. That's why she says yes to Zhu Yuan. Next day, now Zhu Yuan excitedly does a lot of shopping for Li Hua's room, like bringing monkey slippers and buying a good wardrobe, where he also gets this compliment that he is preparing very well for his wedding. Hearing this, Zhu Yuan also becomes happy. On the other side, Li Hua also tells Xiang about her new house, but she does not tell him that she is going to stay in Zhu Yuan's house. Both then go to meet Madame Coco, where first she was not taking any interest in Li Hua's word. But when Li Hua tells her that she came on saying of Zhu Yuan, then Madame Coco becomes very excited and she says yes for the deal. But she also had one condition, that she will sign the deal only when she will get a chance to meet Zhu Yuan personally. On this, Li Hua says yes. While Zhu Yuan hated Madame Coco because she was behaving too much cheesy with him, then Li Hua, with her luggage, reaches outside Zhu Yuan's house. Then Zhu Yuan also comes there with his dog, where he gives Li Hua some rule list for living in the house. Inside that list, there were a total of 30 rules. In them, Li Hua should not do anything bad with him, and also not share his private photos on social media. Reading this, Li Hua tells him that why will she take Zhu Yuan's private photos, and why will she do any wrong act with him. After this, she goes inside with the dog, saying that all these rules are also applicable on Zhu Yuan. Now, seeing Li Hua happy, Zhu Yuan also tells her that today the moon is very beautiful, which Li Hua does not understand that time. That's why, after coming into her room, she asks about this on message to Sting Fox. Then he tells her that any boy says this line to any girl only when he likes her, or maybe just that the night weather is good. That's why he must have said this. Seeing this, Li Hua becomes more confused and starts thinking that Zhu Yuan must have said it to her only by seeing such weather. Next day, now Cheng, in the bookstore, was waiting for Li Hua. When she comes there, he also gives her a gift to say thanks. After that, he asks her that if she wants to introduce Zhu Yuan to such a person whom Zhu Yuan hates, then what she has to do. On this, Cheng gives her a very good idea and says that she should directly take Zhu Yuan to that person. Because of this, now Li Hua goes home, where Zhu Yuan was already waiting for her for a very long time. Li Hua tells him that she wants to go outside for dinner with him because she wants to say thanks for giving her house on rent. So Zhu Yuan also says yes. Then, when Zhu Yuan goes with Li Hua to dinner, there she also meets Madame Coco. Actually, Li Hua only had called her, where she tells Zhu Yuan that she cannot even believe that she is going to work with him, because before also she had worked with him. But that time, Zhu Yuan was not so famous, and also his work was not so good. Because of this, everyone knew him only by his dad's name. Hearing this, Zhu Yuan feels very bad because Madame Coco was just humiliating him. Because of this, Zhu Yuan and Li Hua leave from the. He also buys some noodles. There, Li Hua shares today's incident with Sting Fox and tells him that she didn't know Madame Coco would be so ungrateful and say such things about Zhu Yuan, even though Zhu Yuan has always been the best writer. After this, when they were about to go home, they met editor Yoon outside, who was with her son Shu, because she had to go to the office for some urgent work. So, she asks Li Hua for help and tells her to look after Shu for a while since his grandma was coming to pick him up. After that, both of them go with Shu to a restaurant. Zhu Yuan feels a little irritated because he wanted to have dinner at home, but because of the kid, he gets stuck there. So, Li Hua tells him that she will make him a nice dinner later. Hearing this, Shu asks if they are boyfriend and girlfriend, because only a girlfriend cooks for her boyfriend and also lives in his house. Zhu Yuan quickly replies that they are just landlord and tenant. Now Shu praises Zhu Yuan for his good looks, which makes Zhu Yuan happy because Shu was calling Li Hua an auntie. Later, Shu's grandma comes to take him, and from her, Li Hua finds out that editor Yoon lives alone with Shu because Shu's dad had not come home for a year. At home, Li Hua also discusses this with Jiuan and says that usually the husband goes away for work and the wife has to handle everything alone. Jiuan replies that he is not like that because he always stays at home. Jiuan even teases her, saying that Madame Coco requested him again and he approved it. Hearing this, Li Hua gets a little angry and says Madame Coco only wants to get close to him, so he should stay away from her and only talk about the novel. Jiuan could clearly see jealousy on her face. The next day, Li Hua was waiting for Madame Coco's drafts so that she could continue the novel, but Madame Coco didn't pick up her calls because she was with Tian. Since Tian's company offered her more money, Madame Coco gave them priority and messaged Li Hua with an excuse that her software had crashed and she would send everything tomorrow. Later, Jiuan goes home and sees his dog licking a box. When Jiuan opens it, there are scented candles inside and also a note written by Cheng for Li Hua. Because of this, Jiuan meets Cheng and asks him why he is sending gifts to Jiuan's editor when he never gave anything to Jiuan. While arguing, they both end up sitting at a stall where Tian is already with another writer, Yunfei. Actually, Yunfei also considered Cheng his idol. Now all four of them sit together. When Cheng finds out Yunfei is launching his book on the same day as Cheng, even though Tian stops him, they still drink together. Cheng becomes a little upset because, in the past, when he was working and in a relationship with Tian, he was about to launch his most special book, which had 2 years of hard work. But before him, Yunfei had already launched his own book. Actually, Yunfei's concept and writing. That's why Cheng believed Tian did all this for her profit, and this was the reason he broke up with her. After this, Cheng gets very drunk, so Jiuan takes him home. Seeing this, Li Hua gets worried about Cheng, so Jiuan asks why she doesn't care for him when he also comes home tired. After this, Jiuan tells her not to appear in front of Cheng because it would be hard for Jiuan to explain why Li Hua was in his house. At that moment, Cheng suddenly stands up and sees Li Hua, but Jiuan tells him he is too drunk and won't remember anything tomorrow. So until tomorrow, Li Hua has to hide in her room from Cheng. The next day, when Jiuan wakes up, Cheng is already sitting in the kitchen. He didn't see Li Hua, but he tells Jiuan that yesterday he saw her in his dreams, standing together with Jiuan. Hearing this, Jiuan tells him not to think about Li Hua because she is his editor. Meanwhile, Madame Coco had sent incomplete drafts to Li Hua. When Li Hua sends them to the head editor and Mr. Zia, soon after, the drafts are copied and posted on social media. This means the cover page was revealed even before the book came out. Li Hua gets worried because she doesn't know who did it. After this, she meets Cheng, who is happy to see her. They talk about Jiuan, and Li Hua learns that Jiuan is also going to attend the writers' annual meeting because his father told him to. Because of this, Li Hua quickly goes home. When Jiuan is leaving, Li Hua reminds him to take his phone, wallet, and other things. Jiuan says he is not a 3-year-old child, but then Li Hua reminds him about his ID card, and actually, he had forgotten it. So, she finds the ID card in his room and gives it to him. After this, Jiuan leaves for the meeting. On the other side, Li Hua meets Mr. Zia, who shows her the banner of the novel. Actually, the calligraphy was done for free by Cheng's dad because he was a good friend of Jiuan's dad. Later, when Li Hua comes home, she calls Jiuan and tells him that Madame Coco is not replying to her messages. So, Jiuan should message her personally to make her work faster. Li Hua had helped Jiuan find his ID card, so now Jiuan also had to return the favor. That's why Jiuan messages Madame Coco. Just then, his dad also arrives and asks Jiuan happily who he is talking to. Because he is always irritated, Jiuan tells them that she is his editor, and he was just discussing his novel with her. The next day, Li Hua checks Madame Coco's draft. She still hadn't done proper work, so Li Hua had to meet her personally. She explains to Madame Coco that she is troubling the whole department just for her own benefit, and if this continues, they will reject her, and she will also have to pay compensation. Hearing this, Madame Coco becomes angry. On the other side, Jiuan's dad tells Jiuan to have dinner with his friends, and also says that it was only because of them that Jiuan became a famous WR. Later, when Li Hua goes to take a shower, suddenly the pipe breaks, so she calls a plumber and starts panicking because the whole house was about to flood. But Jiuan hears her voice and comes to the bathroom. After seeing her there, he quickly goes out. A little later, Li Hua changes clothes and comes to talk to him. Jiuan tells her that if he had not come in time, she would have made a waterfall inside his house. Li Hua asks him that he was supposed to return after a few days, so why did he come early? Jiuan replies, does she have any problem with him coming early? And why was she walking around the house wearing a bathrobe? Hearing this, Li Hua feels very shy because Jiuan had seen her like that. So Jiuan also leaves without saying anything. After this, Li Hua calls Cheng and asks him. Cheng tells her that Jiuan had an argument with his dad, but he also asks Li Hua how she knows Jiuan has come home. Li Hua makes an excuse that she can track Jiuan's location. The next day, Li Hua learns from Fong that Madame Coco had posted on social media after their meeting that she would never work with Youth Publishing House again because their communication skills were very poor. Hearing this, Li Hua gets angry at Madame Coco, but instead of requesting her, she comes up with a better idea. She goes to talk to Mr. Yong and tells him that instead of sketches in Jiuan's book, what if they use calligraphy? Actually, that calligraphy was by Cheng's dad. Mr. Yong agrees because he also likes the idea. After this, Li Hua goes to meet Madame Coco. Madame Coco thinks Li Hua came to apologize, so she talks arrogantly. But then Li Hua gives her the termination paper and says their contract is cancelled. She tells Madame Coco that she has no communication skills, and along with termination, she will also have to pay more compensation because they don't need her anymore. Hearing this, Madame Coco gets scared, and Li Hua insults her in the same way Madame Coco once insulted Jiuan. Calling her less deserving, Madame Coco then goes to meet Tian. But Tian doesn't help her either. So Madame Coco has no choice but to post on social media that her relationship with Youth Publishing House is good and that her earlier post was her own mistake. Later, Mr. Zia praises Li Hua for her good work, and Fong had also helped her. Now, when Li Hua comes home, she sees that Jiuan had neither eaten breakfast nor come out of his room. So, she makes smoke near his room, forcing him to open the door. As soon as he opens it, Li Hua suddenly goes inside and accidentally falls on him. Jiuan asks her to leave his room, but Li Hua stubbornly sits there and says she wants to take him to dinner to cheer him up. Seeing this, Jiuan feels good because, for the first time, someone cared so much about his emotion. Li Hua now waits outside, giving him time to get ready. Jiuan agrees and comes out well dressed, which even surprises Li Hua because he looked very handsome. On the other side, we see Tian and Yunfei. Yunfei confesses his feelings, saying that he likes her, which is why he always tries to stay close. He also knows that Tian dated Cheng in the past. Still, Tian rejects Yunfei. After this, we see Li Hua and Jiuan again. Jiuan tells her the reason why he was upset. When he wrote his first novel in his teenage years, his dad called it trash and told him to focus on studies because Jiuan had no knowledge of literature and only wrote fiction novels. His dad never appreciated his work. That's why Jiuan hates his dad. And even this time, when he went home, his dad insulted him again with the same words. That was the reason he was so upset. On this, Li Hua tells him that with his upcoming book, he will definitely prove to everyone that he is such a good writer, and in this Li Hua will also support him. Hearing this, Jiuan starts staring at her and, while looking the other side, he was also about to say that today Li Hua is looking very cute. But before that, Li Hua gets up from there and goes to bring ice cream for Jiuan and forcefully starts feeding him ice cream. Because of this, both by mistake also take one bite of ice cream together and come close to each other. And we see Tian, who goes to meet one of her authors. With her, Yunfei also comes there. Actually, Tian had come to gift them their first dictionary so that they could retire peacefully, where that author also asks Tian why she did not bring Cheng with her because they still thought that Cheng and Tian are together. Here in Li Hua's department, all people get movie tickets from editor Yun, but they had to go there with their own writer so that they could make a good editor-writer relationship. And now Cheng's editor was also Li Hua, because of which the editor asks Li Hua with whom she is going to watch the movie, where Li Hua tells her that if she will go with Jiuan, then surely Jiuan will get angry at Li Hua for showing such a boring movie. After this, when Jiuan goes to the bookstore, there he meets editor Yun, who tells Jiuan that if Li Hua asks him about the movie, then Jiuan should go with her so that Li Hua will also feel good because she is working very hard for his book. Hearing this, Jiuan becomes happy because he was very much excited to go with Li Hua. That's why at the same time, he also buys a new suit and, wearing it, sits on his sofa. Now when Li Hua comes there, she ignores him and goes to the kitchen where she was asking Cheng on call about the movie, and Jiuan hears everything. Because of this, now he starts irritating Li Hua that she is also his editor. So why is she not asking him for the movie? And Jiuan also wants to come to watch the movie. Because of which Li Hua tells him that Jiuan does not like such movies at all. So Jiuan starts saying that he will go to watch the movie with Li Hua only, and today Li Hua will have to go with him. That means he could not let Li Hua go alone with Cheng. Because of this, now Li Hua decides that she will give her both movie tickets to Cheng and Jiuan, and she herself will buy one ticket and go with both of them. For this, Jiuan also agrees. Next day, now Jiuan and Cheng both come very nicely dressed, where first they eat lunch together. Then Cheng and Jiuan start competing with each other over who will impress Li Hua. Here Cheng tells Jiuan why he came dressed like a teenage boy. Then Jiuan also tells him that he has worn a suit as if he is going to take an Oscar on the red carpet. Hearing this, Li Hua starts laughing a lot. After this, they go to watch the movie. There also Cheng buys popcorn for Li Hua, so Jiuan eats the popcorn. And even after the movie, when Cheng talks about going with Li Hua for dinner, then Jiuan starts making excuses to come with them, and also says that they should go home and eat, because Jiuan has a very good cook who will make dinner for them. On this, Cheng gets a little doubt. After all, who can be the girl with Jiuan? Now Li Hua, to save herself from coming in front, secretly messages Cheng that he should go home and not tell anything to Jiuan. But Jiuan also messages him to go home. Still, Li Hua somehow sends him from there. After this, at dinner, Li Hua and Cheng discuss his book. Cheng tells her that he is very nervous because his last two books also went into loss, and now he does not want to lose again. On this, Li Hua explains to him that he is a very genius writer, so he should not care about all this, where she also praises Jiuan, saying that Jiuan also wants to prove himself to his dad. That's why, even after being very different from each other, both are the same, because both want to prove themselves. And with this, our part 1 ends here. If you want next part, tell us in the comments.